Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mom Can Have Another Dollar.
Looks like
Today,
you need to go to call.
We're playing Death Crimson Ox.
I thought it was Death Crimson okay. Like, you know, if you died by Crimson Fever at this point, you'd be fine with it.
No, Death Crimson Ox.
Death Crimson, okay?
Death Crimson, okay.
Big old question mark.
It's
I
like,
don't know, honey. That's the only thing our waiter says is Death Crimson, okay? Death Crimson, okay.
he kept coming up to the table and asking us if we wanted piss eggs, and when I said, "What's that?" he just responded with,
Hey, whoa.
Death Crimson, okay?
Whoa,
I'm
hold
just
your
asking a question. How the hell are the piss eggs prepared? I want to know, are they virgins or the eunuchs or what? Who's pissing on these eggs? Oh, Death Crimson, okay. Death Crimson, okay. Ah, gee, honey, I don't know if I like this place. They can't answer any questions about the piss eggs.
So
Good old-fashioned
this might
piss
sound
egg.
like it has... this might sound like it has some form of context, but as far as I can tell, no.
it
there's
does,
not.
just not with you.
I miss good old Brooklyn, you know? Good old piss egg place on every street corner. Could get good piss eggs any time of the day or night.
For some reason, the other day in the many Weird Hill.
Kyle, do not explain a word of what's happening right now. I will be so resentful if you provide context to the listeners
What
at home.
else is new?
Why? So I can't have any input ever.
I thought you were supposed to play this
I mean,
game.
usually,
That's what we
yeah.
hired you for. Shoot
Hired.
the robots.
I think these are corpses with armor.
I hired you to shoot robots, not explain away my piss eggs.
I thought Kyle made up piss eggs as a joke, though. Apparently they're real.
Yeah.
He just said, how are the piss eggs prepared, as part of like a little joke that we were doing, but I kept iterating on it like, oh yeah, piss eggs, and I started making up all these facts about them. Oh god, that was a Resident Evil 4 chic. Anyway, like, you know, Kyle,
So, for a change, it was not something stupid.
where did your job send you?
It was not something stupid that you made up,
Nope.
but rather something that Kyle brought up.
Yeah.
Brought up, not
And
made up.
you
That's
thought
what was
was a
amazing.
joke.
I thought it was made up, and I thought it was hilarious. Because, oh yeah, piss eggs. Like, they're hard-boiled eggs and piss. Is that it? That's a great idea for a prank or something stupid, you know?
Right.
But apparently, according to Kyle, and this guy's been around the block, so I'm inclined to believe that maybe after he was done skeletonizing a guinea pig, he said, ah, yes, garçon, the dos más piss egg, por favor.
Yeah. Well, it's something you'd get in China or Asia. at the very
Huevos de
least.
pis.
Yeah. Well, the whole joke was like, how are so what does piss egg mean? And then like, you know, he's like, oh, it is pissed upon by a young boy. And then Keith was like, oh. And then he starts riffing and like saying like, oh, they're
No,
castrated.
you just said out of nowhere, how are the piss eggs prepared? And I thought that was a joke, but you were just saying something that you knew about.
Yeah. Which I was shocked that you didn't know about it because you know like the most fucking bizarre shit in the entire
Why would
world.
I know what a piss egg is?
Why
Kyle?
would Keith? That is so
like-
on brand for you to know.
I'm picturing, I'm picturing kind of like, you know, one of those goofy science tricks where you, I don't know, leave an egg in Coca-Cola and it dissolves the shell or something. I'm
The
picturing
Coca-Cola
that.
turns to piss?
Yeah, somebody is putting an egg in a mason jar full of piss and just putting it in their closet for a weekend and coming back and like showing their kids like, see, the shell dissolved, but the inside is still intact.
So when you said you were getting into the stock market, this is what you ended up with?
So okay, just we're not going to explain why we got on piss eggs, but just so everybody knows at home.
Piss eggs got on us.
Yeah, piss eggs. The whole thing about piss eggs is that in China they'll take a young virginal boy and have him piss on an egg, and then they'll serve that to people to eat. And apparently, I don't know.
So do they hard boil them though?
I
In the piss?
all the information I have, I've just expelled into the world
All
in this
right.
moment. So
So my joke about, well, do they want just virgins or are they eunuchs to keep them
just virgins.
to
There's-
keep them ideal as piss egg technicians or whatever you would call them?
Nobody fuck my son. We are making a killing on piss eggs.
But Dad, I want to make love to a lady.
Well, that's like where the whole thing came from. It was like, so Hank was taking Bobby all around the world.
But
like,
Dad, I want to have sexual congress
Well, he-
with a lady.
He was working on a banana plantation for some reason. I don't really remember why.
Bobby, do you want to go back to the banana plantation? No, Dad, no. Like that was just the threat.
Yeah.
He was sending him back. We just
Piss on these eggs.
Yeah. And then like so he's working on
you better start popping and squatting and pissing on these eggs.
Yeah. And then like yeah, and then so like for whatever reason like he was warning Bobby, he's like you better start figuring out something besides these piss eggs because you're and then Keith added the whole like you're gonna be a castrato sort of deal. So
I figured that made sense. If a castrato would be like the ideal piss egg guy.
Bobby, you don't want to be a piss boy for forever.
You can't. It's not a long-term investment. They say a piss boy dies 2 deaths.
Imagine that though. Like the guy who they get pissing on their eggs is also part of the live musical act that comes out on stage.
Oh yeah, like or Bobby would be ideal as like a little sleight of hand. He's a magician, who like
He's got a
It's like a casino in Singapore, right?
yeah. They have to come out and sing for the audience's entertainment, or like for the entertainment of the patrons. But what they don't know is he's doing double duty. When he's in between sets up on the stage, he's also in the back pissing on eggs.
Well, he's not doing any duty, Nick. He's pissing. But like, so like Bobby comes out in his Sunday best, and he's gonna be a magician out on stage in Singapore, and he looks real glum, and he kind of perfunctorily goes through some setup, then does some sleight of hand, and he like takes the cloth off the jug, and it's full of nothing. He does it again, and now there's an egg suspended in Coca-Cola, and everyone claps. Then he does it one more time and like taps it with the wand, and there's like a puff of fire from someplace, and then he takes the cloth again, and now the egg is in piss.
I just imagine whoever the voice actress is for Bobby Hill has to say for that. And now for my next trick, I will fill this glass full of piss.
And now for this next trick, the ancient technique, the golden bounty, and then the egg, life suspended in gold, and then like you were being attacked by Austrian sex idols.
If he just doesn't say anything at all, now it's a David Lynch film.
Yeah, I like that better.
He comes out and he's just like he's like wordlessly tapping a wand on this jar underneath the napkin, and when he lifts it up, there's an egg just floating in piss.
Oh, more.
Neutrally
Yeah. Oh, it starts off with one egg, and then he does it like one more time, and there's some trick, and then there's like a dozen eggs all in the piss, and the whole crowd goes, whoa!
And then he puts the sheet over it for like 5 seconds, and then it comes back, and then now it's just
like perfectly cooked piss eggs.
Yeah,
like a bowl of them. Like it's not a jar anymore. Now it's a bowl of like exquisitely prepared piss eggs.
Well, I was gonna say it's now filled. The whole jar is just filled with pigeons or something.
No, they're cooked. Like normally it takes 25 minutes of slow boiling to get them perfect, but now the piss eggs are perfect instantly, and everyone just like, oh! And then like
they're presented with a light glistening mist of piss.
And then like the waiters come out with like grim determination. They have like these salad tongs, and they pick up one egg at a time with them, and they set them in these like little ornate brown like lacquerware bowls, and set one up in front of each customer, and each of these customers paid like $80,000 to be here. And they're like, fantastic. There's like one guy, a businessman off on the side, eating sushi off of a naked woman, and then they put the piss egg in her mouth.
He suddenly looks disappointed in his meal when he realizes what he could have had.
Oh, I didn't realize I was missing out on piss eggs tonight.
I didn't know you had Bobby Hill presenting his piss boy act.
And the lady's like, I could piss on an egg if you like. No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Do you have a virgin penis?
You're doing fine. Just.
I'll give you anything. $100,000. Put a piss egg right on her navel. Just balance it on the narrow end up. Standing up, like the equinox.
That's like that's the, sort of like the cherry on the cake. That is just one single piss egg sticking out of her belly button.
Oh yeah, on the menu item is labeled as spring equinox, because like the idea that like the egg stands on its end at the equinox,
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of that? Yeah.
No, I've not heard of that.
So they balance it up on its end in her belly button, and And he's like, oh, it was worth every penny. $110,000.
And then he has to take this egg, shell and all, and it's raw. He just stuffs it into his mouth.
He's not allowed to use his hands.
So one thing I am actually genuinely curious about is like, who was the first person to have a piss egg, and like, why?
Oh, I'm sure at some point in someone's ancient culture, someone got bored and just cooked eggs in piss. Or maybe out of necessity. Like, I'm fully certain anything you do with water, someone somewhere has done it with piss.
I would say that's got to have something to do with the whole, like, search for the elixir for immortality.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Because I think it's a Chinese thing.
I think that whoever was trying to get the Philosopher's Stone by pissing on eggs was way off.
Yeah.
Look, you got to try everything at least once, right? You got to be able to see, like, because you'll never know what the Philosopher's Stone is.
3,000 years ago, you know, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Chinese, etc. All I'm saying is, you got a clay pot is like the most advanced technology you got. You're going to boil some eggs and piss sooner or later.
Well,
Sooner or later.
with that, join us on the next episode of Death Crimson, where we continue to talk about piss eggs.
Yeah!